I'd like to tell you a funny story that my friend shared with me when I went to Buenos Aires in Argentina at the beginning of this year. Now, my friend lives in Buenos Aires in this famous district called Palermo. It's a very trendy district full of young, cool, attractive people. Now, at one point, my friend wanted to paint his flat, so of course he dressed up appropriately. He put on some random pants with holes in them, some old t-shirt, and he started painting. Obviously, after a couple of hours, he was covered in white dots. But at one point, he got really, really hungry. Now, at that moment, he thought, you know what? I'm going to go and grab some lunch, but I can't be bothered to change. Why would I change? I'm going to be there for maybe 20, 30 minutes. That's it. So he went out, he grabbed his lunch, but on the way back home, he stumbled upon that amazingly attractive woman. When he saw her, he explained that he was totally overwhelmed. He was stunned. He was like, wow, she's so amazing. And you know, my friend, he knows how to handle these situations. He's a cool guy. He knows how to deal with women. But at that moment, he stood there, he looked down at his pants, he noticed all the holes, all the white dots, and he thought, I look ridiculous. What can I do now? And he froze. He was paralyzed. He was standing there looking at that girl walking by, and he didn't know what to do. He was like this. And she passed by. And guess what? The opportunity was over. She walked away and he didn't do anything. He didn't take any action, even the smallest action. Why? Because he was afraid. Why? Because he lacked confidence and comfort as a result of his clothing. Now, right now my friend is laughing about it. It's a funny story to tell, right? But at the same time, he regrets it a little bit because he knows that he could have predicted that situation. He lives in a very trendy district called Palermo, as I mentioned, and it's full of attractive people. When you go out on the street even for 10 minutes, there is a very big chance that sooner or later you're going to stumble upon somebody very, very attractive. Now, he wasn't prepared for that situation. It is better to be prepared and not have the opportunity than have one and not be prepared. Now, I'm sure you remember the statement, and I think that my friend's story really portrays how far this principle can go. Appearance is something so easy to fix that you shouldn't let it bring you down. I mean, really, when you think about it, when you compare it to other things you can do in order to become more confident, it's actually very, very simple to fix your appearance. For example, to change your clothing, to take care of your hygiene. And you shouldn't let these very small things bring you down, especially when you can exert huge changes just like this. Now think about your inner game, your inner confidence. To develop it, you need a little bit more time. It takes more effort, more commitment, more belief, more exercises. Quality versus quantity. When you buy your clothing, always choose quality versus quantity. Because what I see is that so many people jump on all the sales and all the special offers they can. I mean, they go to the shopping mall, they see this great deal, buy 2 shirts, get 1 free, and they think, wow, this is so amazing. I need to get some of these. Or they see, for example, we have a special offer, free shirts for $100. Oh my God, so cheap. They just jump on it, they buy it, they spend their money, and then they end up having, this huge wardrobe full of clothes they don't really need. Now, what I like to do instead is I like to choose quality. Whenever I buy something, I ask myself, will I feel confident in this piece of clothing? Will I be perceived as a confident person? Will I look sharp? And whenever the answer is no or maybe, I don't buy it. If the answer is yes, well, I pull out my debit card. Use Pareto principle, 80-20 rule when you choose your clothing. Now you may ask me, so what is 80-20 rule? Well, 80-20 rule is basically says that 20% of the causes create 80% of the results. And it doesn't have to be 80-20, it could be 85-15, 70-30. So the ratio can be a bit different, but it's very close to 80-20. Now, it applies to many different realms of life. So for example, when you look at the society and the wealth distribution, 20% of people in the world have around 80% of the wealth. When you look at big companies, 20% of salespeople usually have 80% of all the deals. So it applies to many, many different things. And of course, I'm simplifying now. There are books written about the topic. Literally, there is a book written by Robert Koch just about 80-20 principle, and I highly recommend it. Now, 80-20 applies to clothing as well. Actually, I want you to do something right now. In a second, I want you to pause this video and do something. Go to your wardrobe, look at your shirts, and if you are a woman, look at your dresses, count them, and then ask yourself, which one of these do I wear most of the time? Now, if you've done this exercise, I mean, it's not even an exercise, but if you went and checked it out, you realize that you wear 20% of your clothing 80% of the time. So take advantage of this 80-20 principle, because really you don't need tons of different clothes. What you need is this best representation. So whenever you go to the shop, as I mentioned before, ask yourself, if I wear this piece of clothing, will it make me feel very comfortable and very confident? Whenever the answer is yes, well, just go ahead and buy it. But if the answer is no or maybe, don't trust in maybes. Don't buy it, okay? Find something else. So for example, when you go to the shop and you see this deal, free shirts for $100, and they are kind of all right. You kind of like them. Don't buy them. But on the other hand, if you see this one shirt for the price of $100, don't rationalize, you know what? I can buy 3 shirts instead of 1. No, don't think about it. If you love this one $100 shirt, just buy it, because you will be wearing it and you will feel like a winner. And that's really important, okay? Clothing really makes a difference. Because, you know, the worst thing is when you see this golden opportunity, but you can't embrace it because you lack confidence and comfort as a result of, for example, poor clothing or poor appearance. You haven't brushed your teeth, you haven't taken a shower, even small things like that. And I know that when you were watching this video, you probably thought, well, it's actually very simple. Yes, it is very simple, but it is very important. And this is why I decided to make a separate video about the topic. Always be prepared. And whenever you leave your house, look at yourself and ask yourself, would a very confident person look like this? And if the answer is no, change something.